From the clearest Bigfoot footage ever caught in Michigan to creatures chasing hikers down snowy mountains, these are the shocking cryptid videos going viral right now. A man uploaded a clip on Reddit and titled it, "Possible Bigfoot Sighting." Here's what was in the video. The footage wasn't super clear, but you could definitely see something moving through the snow, running and hopping around like it was trying to stay out of sight. The figure looked pretty dark, though it was tough to say for sure whether it was covered in fur or not. Because of that, it's really difficult to say if this was actually Bigfoot or something else. The guy who posted it explained the situation like this. "I have a friend who lives up in Pennsylvania, and he insists that he saw a Bigfoot. He sent me this video in a group chat, and I'm not sure what to think of it. I don't know if he actually did see a Bigfoot or if he's pranking me or what. He's very insistent and doesn't sound like he's lying, so I'm leaning towards believing him. I just want to consult people who actually know something about Bigfoot and whether this looks legit or not." Once the video was out there, people jumped in and did what the internet does best. They started picking it apart. Some people zoomed in on the footage. Others tried brightening the video to get a better view. And then there were those who suggested the friend should go back to that exact spot and look around for footprints, snapped branches, or anything else unusual. As of now, there's been no proof either way, and the guy hasn't posted any follow-up, so we're all still left guessing what it really was. On May 18th, 2025, a trail camera set up deep in Michigan's forests recorded a 10-second clip that quickly turned into one of the most debated pieces of Bigfoot evidence ever posted online. The creature in the video had dark brown fur or hair, which matched up perfectly with how people have been describing Bigfoot for years. It appeared massive, intimidating, and oddly calm, like it didn't even care that a camera was pointed at it. The person who owned the property was pretty shaken up and decided to share the footage on Reddit, asking people what they thought. The response was instant. The video blew up. People who didn't believe in Bigfoot said it had to be fake or someone in a costume. But even the skeptics struggled to explain how the proportions looked so off or why the movement seemed so strange and unnatural. Then something weird happened. The post disappeared. The entire account got deleted. But before we jump to any conclusions, we need to talk about why the location itself matters so much. Michigan is actually one of the top states in the entire country for Bigfoot sightings. There have been hundreds of reports stretching back more than 100 years. With most of them concentrated in the Upper Peninsula and the northern part of the Lower Peninsula. Given Michigan's sprawling, isolated forests and its long, documented history of Bigfoot encounters, the state continues to be one of the most active hotspots for sightings in all of North America. If this footage actually captured something real, then the creature picked exactly the right environment to show itself and exactly the right kind of place to vanish without a trace. It was February 2026 when some hikers were hiking in the Wayne National Forest when it suddenly started raining. Trying to take cover, they found a little spot and decided to stay there until the rain had stopped. However, just a few moments later, they saw something weird. Take a look. At first, according to the hikers, they started hearing heavy footsteps kind of echoing in the forest. And just minutes later, a huge black creature appeared right in front of their eyes, walking around between the trees in the rain. Due to the hikers hiding away from the rain, the creature probably did not see them. It just kept walking. According to the hikers, after the rain stopped, they wanted to go look for what was there or if there were any footprints. However, they were quite scared, so they left the place as soon as they could. Wayne National Forest has a long history of cryptid sightings. Locals have reported encounters with Bigfoot, mysterious howls at night, and strange figures moving through the trees. Some even say the forest is home to something far older and more dangerous. Whatever the hikers saw that day, they made the smart choice. Sometimes it's better to leave the mystery unsolved. This one comes from Russia and was recorded back in 2015. although the uploader kept it hidden until 2025 when they decided to upload it on Reddit, asking around what people thought about it.
Чучело. Смотри, ветки шатаются. Смотри. О, побежал!
It was a minute-long video during which the creature appeared for a couple of seconds only, but those seconds were enough to make people wonder what exactly was happening in the forests in Russia. Unlike usual sightings where the creature is seen walking, hiding, or staying still, this one was leaping around, unlike anything which is possible for a human to do. The arm length was another proof which people pointed out. This is one of the videos that makes me a hopeful skeptic. That leap and apparent arm length are just weird. It was a large creature which covered a lot of ground quickly and moved ape-like, but it was too huge to be an ape, as the family who recorded it said. For some, it was just a large ape that somehow ended up in the Russian wilderness. But for others, this was solid proof of Bigfoot's existence. The leap, the size, the arm length, none of it matched any known animal. And the fact that the uploader waited 10 years to share it, that only makes it more intriguing. It was recently when some tree planters were prepping to plant trees near Alex Creek in the Chilcotin when they stumbled upon something they couldn't explain. The woman who posted the photos said, "Today on the tree planting block, one of the tree planters found this crazy humanoid foot." She went on to say that she was sending the photos to experts to help identify it, and that everyone on the crew thought it looked like a baby Sasquatch foot. Some people online thought it could belong to a bear or even a wolverine. But honestly, this thing doesn't look like a paw at all. It looks more like a hand with a thumb, something way too human-like to just brush off. The woman mentioned they were waiting on an expert opinion and maybe even a DNA study to figure out what it really is. For now, all we can do is speculate. Is it a deformed animal paw, a hoax, or could it actually be evidence of a baby Sasquatch? The fact that it was found in the Chilcotin, a region known for Bigfoot sightings, only makes it more believable. Whatever it is, those tree planters probably won't be going back to that spot anytime soon. It was August 2025 when someone was browsing through Google Street View and stumbled upon something strange on the Transamerica Trail near Lake City, Colorado. This is what they found. The image showed what appeared to be a large, dark figure standing in the tree line just off the side of the dirt road. At first glance, it looked like a person, but the size, the posture, and the location had people wondering if it was something else entirely. The person who found it posted it on Reddit with the caption, "A Sasquatch on Street View," and of course, people started investigating. One commenter even tracked down the exact coordinates and zoomed in for a closer look. Went and found it and zoomed in a little better. It looks like a person in a Sasquatch suit. It's got the signature baggy shape, especially over the left arm, and the face looks like a mask. Still a fun find. But then, someone found a second image taken a bit later by the Google Street View car, and this one was way more unsettling. In this shot, the creature is visible more clearly. It's standing upright, massive in size, with long arms and a hunched posture. The face looks dark and almost mask-like, but the way it's positioned, just standing there watching, is what makes it so creepy. Now, some have pointed out that this is a pretty popular off-roading trail. There were vehicles behind the camera car and several more ahead of it down the mountain, so it could have just been a prankster messing around. But here's the thing, the Transamerica Trail runs through some of the most remote wilderness in Colorado. This area is known for Bigfoot sightings, strange howls at night, and unexplained footprints found by hikers and off-roaders. Colorado has a long history of cryptid encounters, especially in the San Juan Mountains. Locals have reported seeing large ape-like creatures for decades. And while some dismiss this as a person in a suit, others aren't so sure. Why would someone hike all the way out to a remote mountain trail just to stand there in a costume? And how would they know exactly when the Google Street View car was coming? The timing seems too perfect, unless, of course, it wasn't a prank at all. This next video was uploaded on Facebook with the caption, "Bigfoot chases man down a mountain. I caught this at a distance in the mountains." Let's have a look at the video first. It was a huge creature following a man down a mountain. The man seemed quite scared as he kept looking back at the creature while running for his life, while the creature, instead of running behind the man, was hopping around that deep snow quite easily. And this is the exact detail which had people shocked. How can a creature hop down deep snow so easily? Now, as usual, many just ruled it out as AI, fake, and all that. But the believers were there, pointing out things that didn't add up. The way the creature moved through the snow effortlessly, in massive bounds, that's not something a human in a suit could pull off. Deep snow slows everything down. But this thing, it was covering ground faster than the man running downhill. And if you look closely, the size difference is massive. Whatever was chasing him wasn't trying to catch up, it was playing with him. You'd think the scariest encounters would happen at night in some dark forest, but sometimes the most unnerving things show up in the middle of the day, right where you'd never expect them. Take this clip, for example. It was filmed in February 2026 out in Joshua Tree, California, by a group of people who were just recording the scenery when they caught sight of something strange. Their first reaction was that it had to be just some guy jogging through the desert, but the more they watched, the more things didn't add up. The height was way taller than any normal person. The build looked incredibly muscular and powerful, but what really stood out were the legs thin and oddly shaped, which is exactly why people started calling it the chicken leg mangy Bigfoot. Now, California in general, and Joshua Tree specifically, aren't strangers to Bigfoot reports. There have been plenty of sightings over the years, so it's not crazy to think this could be another one. But the thing is, that area is absolutely massive and extremely isolated. We really have no way of knowing what might be living out there undetected. One person who watched the video left a chilling comment. When an evil spirit has come out of a man, he wanders through dry places seeking rest. The desert is endless, empty, and completely cut off from civilization, the perfect environment for something to survive unnoticed for who knows how long. If what they filmed that day was real, then it wasn't out there trying to interact with anyone. It was trying to stay hidden, which makes you wonder, how many other things are roaming those barren landscapes that we still haven't discovered? I used to love going out at night and enjoying the cool breeze, but after watching this video, I'm honestly scared to even step down from my bed in the dark. This video comes from the USA and was recorded by a group of terrified hikers who say they spotted something demonic. According to the hikers, it was a familiar spot, and they'd hiked there multiple times. But only this time did they encounter this wolf-like creature which gave them chills. The creature came at them, howling like a wolf, two glowing eyes and skinny legs charging towards them. But then it ran away, making them run after it. Towards the end of the video, the creature is seen charging at the hikers again before the video cuts off. Now, we know that the hikers were safe, but what on earth did they encounter that night? No one is sure. It was October 2002 when a man set up a trail camera in a remote wilderness area in California, hoping to capture some wildlife footage. What he got was something he never expected. A huge creature appeared, moving away from the camera. It had a thick, heavy build with wide shoulders and long arms that hung low. Its entire body was covered in dark, shaggy fur from head to toe. It walked upright on two flat feet, just like a person, moving with a slow, steady stride through the deep forest. Its head sat right on its shoulders with almost no neck, making it look massive and solid. The clip was short, only about 5 seconds, but the man wasn't done. He waited to see if it would come back, and it did. The very next day, a different camera recorded this. Same creature, this time much closer, moving around like it had no idea the camera was even there. After that, it never appeared again. When the footage finally went online, people immediately compared it to classic Bigfoot descriptions: the bulky frame, the low-hanging arms, the smooth, upright walk. Some said the stride looked too natural to be a person in a suit. Others argued it could have been staged or just a hunter in heavy clothing. California isn't just famous for Hollywood. It's one of the top Bigfoot hotspots in the world. with thousands of sightings reported across the Sierra Nevada and coastal mountain ranges. If Bigfoot exists anywhere, the vast, untouched wilderness of Northern California is exactly where you'd expect to find it. On December 19th, 2025, a man went for a walk in the woods when he suddenly noticed something moving nearby. Curious, he hid behind some trees and started recording. This is what he captured. The creature was about the height of an average human. It walked slightly hunched over, with a face that looked like a strange mix between a monkey and a dog. Throughout the clip, it kept walking, completely unaware it was being filmed. But in the very last second before the video cuts off, it looks straight at the camera. The uploader said he stopped going into the woods after that day. He was certain what he saw was a werewolf. He never revealed where this happened. No state, no forest, no trail name. Just the footage and his claim that it was real. But was it? Without a location or follow-up, this footage remains one of the most mysterious and unverifiable werewolf clips ever posted online. In 2024, a TikTok account called Kentucky Bigfoot Research Organization uploaded a video that quickly went viral. Take a look.
Where? I don't see
Right there. Right there.
I don't see it.
Is that?
A large black figure appears in the tree line, walking upright on two legs between two trees. Then it crouches down into a kneeling position before disappearing from view. The footage was recorded by a mother and daughter, but not much else is known about where or when exactly it was filmed. Many people dismissed it right away. Too blurry, too far away, too shaky. But others like me started connecting the dots. This wasn't just another grainy clip. The way the creature moved, smooth, deliberate, then suddenly dropping into a crouch, didn't match typical hoax patterns. Most fake Bigfoot videos show constant walking or standing still. This showed awareness, like it sensed something and reacted. The mother-daughter duo never came forward publicly, just this one clip that raises more questions than answers.
Bigfoot captured up close, an encounter with the famous rake, or a man face-to-face with a deadly aquatic predator. These are a few of the things we will look at, so stick to the end. In an autumnal forest setting, where trees stand bare without leaves, a woman captures a curious sight on her camera. She's filming a large, black, hairy creature partially obscured behind the trees.
Hey y'all, this was sent to me and it's really creepy. I don't understand how something this big and dark can fit behind such a tiny tree.
Its appearance closely resembles the legendary Bigfoot. Throughout the video, the creature exhibits peculiar behavior. At one point, it attempts to conceal itself behind one of the slender trees. Strangely, as it does so, it seems to vanish, blending seamlessly into the woodland backdrop. The footage is intriguing, sparking questions about whether this could indeed be a sighting of the elusive Bigfoot. This is really interesting footage, but I wonder how come they were able to be so close to this creature and get out alive with the footage. In this video, captured by a surveillance camera at night, an extraordinary scene unfolds in front of a house. The camera records a peculiar creature moving at an incredibly fast pace. This creature stands out due to its unique appearance. It has 4 legs, a long body, and notably, appears to be hairless. Its form and speed are unlike any typical animal usually seen in residential areas. The fleeting nature of this sighting, coupled with the creature's unusual characteristics, raises questions about its identity. Could this be a rare, unidentified animal, or perhaps an unusual breed of a known species? Considering the creature's distinctive features and the blurry nighttime footage, it's challenging to make a definitive identification. What do you think about this? In this video, a woman is walking through the woods, possibly in search of her lost pet. As she films her surroundings, something unexpected catches her eye.
Oh my gosh!
she spots a large, black, hairy creature moving swiftly behind the trees. Its appearance and movement closely resemble what many would describe as Bigfoot. The suddenness of the creature's appearance and its quick disappearance behind the trees add an element of mystery and intrigue to the video. The woman's surprise is not all that enthusiastic. I would for sure be shivering if I spot something like this, but I lean more on this footage being fake. Someone in a costume ready to jump in front of their friend while filming. Do you agree? In this video taken at a zoo, a man films an unusual interaction between a visitor and a monkey. The visitor is sitting in front of the monkey's cage when suddenly, the monkey reaches out and grabs his t-shirt, attempting to pull him closer to the cage. As the situation unfolds, another person steps in, trying to help the man being pulled. However, the monkey is surprisingly strong and determined, even managing to grab the man's foot, continuing to pull despite the efforts of the helper. This encounter is both intriguing and a bit alarming. Monkeys are known for their curiosity and sometimes mischievous behavior, but this level of aggression is uncommon, especially in a zoo setting where animals are used to human presence. Maybe this should let us know that these creatures are not very fond of being kept in captivity. In this video, a man is paddleboarding in the ocean when he suddenly encounters an orca, also known as a killer whale, approaching his board. Understandably alarmed, he reacts instinctively. The video captures him cursing in surprise and fear as he uses his paddle to defensively hit the orca.
Oh, you! Get the fuck, don't fucking bite your board, you cunt!
In response to his actions, the orca eventually turns away and swims off. I am honestly amused by his reaction to meeting an orca so close, especially how dangerous these creatures can be. Orcas are intelligent, powerful creatures, known for their curiosity, which can sometimes bring them close to human activities in the water. While they are generally not known to attack humans, such close encounters can be dangerous. It's fortunate that the situation was resolved without harm to either the man or the orca. In this video, a group of men are filming in the jungle, surrounded by the dense foliage and sounds of the wilderness. Suddenly, their adventure takes an unexpected turn. A gorilla, one of the jungle's most formidable inhabitants, emerges and approaches them. In a surprising and somewhat alarming move, the gorilla grabs one of the men by the foot and starts dragging him for a short distance before letting go. I have to say that the behavior this gorilla showed was very unusual, as these creatures typically avoid close human contact. From my perspective, this incident, while startling, is a reminder of the importance of respecting wildlife and their space, especially in their natural habitats. It's fortunate that the situation didn't escalate and the man was unharmed. Such encounters underscore the need for caution and awareness when in the presence of wild animals. This intriguing video comes from a trail camera positioned in a snowy winter woodland. All seems quiet and calm for a while. Suddenly, the tranquility is broken by the appearance of a large creature with wild brown hair walking on 2 feet. It moves with a deliberate humanoid gait, passing right in front of the camera. The creature closely resembles the legendary Bigfoot. The sight of such a creature in this wintry forest landscape is both captivating and bewildering. It raises the question, could this actually be the elusive Bigfoot often spoken of, but rarely seen? I have to say that the quality of the video is very poor, so I can't make out any features or details. The only thing I can see clearly is its walking, which looks very human. In this unusual video, captured by a surveillance camera, we witness a bear breaking into a house's kitchen. The camera shows the bear skillfully navigating the kitchen, heading straight for the fridge, With remarkable ease, it opens the fridge and rummages through, eventually grabbing a bag of food. Then, the bear makes its exit as casually as it entered, climbing out of the window with its newfound snack. The video switches to an outdoor surveillance camera, which captures the bear retreating back to the woods, bag of food in tow. I have to say that while it's fascinating to see a bear so comfortably navigating a human environment, this is no innocent event. Things can turn out really nasty if an encounter happens. In this intriguing video, people are filming from a bridge, capturing the serene scene of water below, illuminated by the lights reflecting from nearby restaurants. The atmosphere is calm until something unexpected and astonishing happens.
That's how it happens. That is exactly how it happens. So here it comes.
From beneath the bridge emerges a massive, strange-looking creature crossing the water. It's notable for its unusual shape and a particularly elongated neck. Unlike any typical aquatic animal, the creature's appearance in the water is so unusual, and I am not sure what this is. It might be a seal that comes very close, and from the weird lighting, it makes it look like it has an elongated neck. Do you agree? In this video, a man ventures into the woods at night, his only source of light being a flashlight. The darkness adds a sense of mystery to his surroundings. As he walks, he films his journey, capturing the eerie quiet of the nocturnal forest. When he points his camera towards a tree, an unexpected sight appears. A humanoid creature, partially hidden behind the tree, seems to be watching him. Combining it with where they are and at what time makes it a truly nightmare story. Is it a person, perhaps another night wanderer, that tried to scare them with a costume? Or something more mysterious and unexplained? Could it be the rake, considering making these guys one of its snacks? This video, filmed by a woman at the zoo, captures a delightful interaction between a man and a monkey. The man, seated on a bench and separated from the monkey by a window, decides to perform a simple magic trick. He shows the monkey a cup with a grape inside, then covers the cup and pretends to shake it, secretly dropping the grape onto the floor. When he reveals the now empty cup to the monkey, the reaction is priceless. I don't know about you, but to me this charming moment is a wonderful example of the intelligence and emotional capacity of monkeys. In this video, a kid is snorkeling in the crystal clear waters of the Bahamas, capturing the vibrant corals and colorful fish with his camera. However, the serene exploration takes a sudden turn when a shark enters the frame. The shark, known for its curiosity, spots the kid and approaches him. In a moment that requires quick thinking, the kid uses his presence of mind to defend himself. With a spear in hand, he skillfully redirects the shark, preventing a potentially dangerous situation. The shark swims away, leaving the kid unharmed, but surely with an adrenaline-filled memory. I can't state enough just how brave this kid was, at his age, to have an encounter with such a predator, and keep your calm is amazing. I am not sure I would have been able to do the same. In this intriguing video, somewhere out in Russia, a man is out in the woods during the day with his kid, enjoying the natural surroundings. While filming their adventure, he unexpectedly captures something remarkable on camera. Behind the trees, a large, hairy creature can be seen running. It's huge and notably runs on 2 feet, bearing a striking resemblance to what many people would identify as Bigfoot or a really giant rake. The creature's size and bipedal movement are particularly noteworthy. They are human-like sprints, but also have something animalistic about them, something that will surely scare you to the core if you encountered it. From my perspective, while the footage is fascinating and the possibility of a Bigfoot or rake sighting is thrilling, it's also likely that there could be a more practical explanation. Could this video be fake? This video takes us inside a hen house, where an unexpected visitor, a fox, has made its way in. The camera captures the fox cautiously observing the hens, embodying the classic predator-prey scenario. Initially, the fox leaves without causing any disturbance. However, moments later, it returns with a more determined approach, leaping from the top of the hen house in an attempt to catch a hen. Despite its efforts, the fox fails in its first few attempts. In a subsequent try, the fox successfully grabs a hen and bites it. But the hen manages to escape, evading the fox's grip, ultimately leaves the hen house without any prey. I know the struggles of farm life, and I am sure the owners were pleased of the outcome, considering that a determined fox could have killed all the animals there. But they must also be concerned for the future. Captured by a surveillance camera, we see a man diligently working in a room with a table holding several jars. Unexpectedly, while the man is focused on his task, one of the jars begins to move on its own, eventually falling off the table as though it was pushed by an unseen force. Startled, the man turns to find the jar's contents spilled on the floor. He quickly calls someone over, possibly a colleague, to show them what happened. There appears to be a brief, animated discussion, perhaps about the cause of the incident. The man then returns with a mop to clean up the mess. In another surprising turn, as he's cleaning, another jar starts to move. This time, he notices in time and manages to prevent it from falling. Could this be the work of a mischievous ghost? But why would it be in such a factory? In this video, a woman captures a dramatic scene from the beach. The camera shows the shallow waters near the shore, where a shark is in pursuit of a stingray. The chase is intense, with the shark swiftly moving through the water, trying to catch the stingray. The shallow water near the beach becomes a battleground for these two sea creatures. However, as the shark aggressively chases the stingray, it suddenly finds itself in water that's too shallow for its size. This moment of realization is visible as the shark quickly turns around, allowing the stingray a narrow escape. The stingray swiftly glides away to safety, disappearing into the deeper waters. I heard that swans are majestic creatures, but I never knew they could be so fierce. In this video, a woman is filming an unusual encounter in a park where a man and a swan are involved. The swan, having emerged from the lake, surprisingly grabs the man's jacket with its beak as he walks by. Startled, the man manages to free himself from the swan's grasp and tries to walk away. However, the swan follows him closely, appearing agitated and angry. The man attempts to gently persuade the swan to leave him alone, but the swan seems determined to confront him. Just as the situation escalates and the swan appears to be about to attack, the video ends, leaving the outcome unknown. Talk about a determined creature. this swan was out for blood. In an unusual and captivating video, a man films a wild rhino wandering through the streets of a city. This rare sight shows the rhino moving among people and vehicles, seemingly unfazed by the urban environment. Remarkably, the rhino appears calm and even allows some people to touch it as it strolls down the street. Onlookers, taken aback by this extraordinary encounter, are seen filming the rhino, capturing this unexpected visit. If I was the one there, I would for sure not stand so close to an unpredictable animal that can have the force to demolish buildings. And what exactly was the police doing while this rhino was just casually walking around? This video, captured by a surveillance camera at the docks during the night, shows a chilling scene. One man is engaged in a phone conversation while another stands nearby. Suddenly, the man on the phone is violently dragged into the water by an unseen force. The nearby man rushes to help, but, overwhelmed by fear, he retreats and runs away. After a tense moment, the man returns cautiously to the dock to check if the creature, or whatever pulled the other man into the water, is still there. As he's observing, the situation takes another unexpected turn. The man who was dragged into the water is thrown back onto the dock. What exactly was that? In this video, a farmer is filming his routine visit to check on his bees when he encounters an unexpected sight. Behind a bush, he finds a black goat, an animal he doesn't own and isn't supposed to be on his property. The farmer notes something odd about the goat. Its appearance seems unusual, not like a typical goat. As he films, the farmer ponders the oddity of this encounter. The goat's strange look and its sudden appearance in his farm stir a sense of mystery. In folklore, black goats have been associated with superstitions and even myths about the devil. Could this be it? It's the 4th of July and fireworks are exploding throughout USA suburbs. The cacophony of sound has woken something off the beaten path. A woman hears low growling coming from somewhere in the nearby foliage. She ventures to explore, and this is what she finds.
Oh, stay bright. What the fuck is that? What is that? Oh, it's moving. No, fuck that. No, fuck that. I don't know what the fuck I just...
In the replay, this creature is clearly seen crouching at the base of a tree. Is it a Sasquatch or someone playing a prank? Have the raucous sounds of revelry driven it closer to the suburbs in fear or curiosity? Or is it using this opportunity to hunt? Watch the replay and let us know what you think in the comments. Picture this. It's nighttime. You are all alone on a deserted trail surrounded by nature, and then you hear what can only be described as a shriek from somewhere in the woods beyond you. You might want your headphones for this.
Oh my god, no.
Is it the scream of a woman? Or is it just a cat getting ready to fight? You be the judge. According to the World Animal Foundation, the likelihood of being attacked by a bear is almost 1 in 2.1 million. Bears will only attack because they feel threatened or are protecting their young. This is no surprise when you consider that humans are responsible for 71% of grizzly bear deaths, and that these bears are the most aggressive with the bite force of over 1,200 pounds per square inch, which refers to the amount of pressure they can exert with their teeth. Now let that sink in. There are on average 40 bear attacks on humans worldwide every year, and at least 1 fatality a year in the US. This one was caught on camera, and it was very close. Fortunately, the would-be victim and his friend were able to scare off the angry bear. Watch the exhilarating and terrifying encounter. An unsuspecting couple survey their home security camera footage after discovering a disturbance on their property. What it reveals is this creature lurking in the foliage. Tentatively, it peers out in the direction of the camera. Is it a cryptid, or perhaps a little gray man? The creature moves tentatively, alert to the environment. In some parts of the footage, it is almost possible to decipher its body, which could very well be in keeping with the size and shape of a small to medium dog. Take a look. Is this something sinister or the neighbor's pet? Drop us your thoughts in the comments. When you consider that approximately 80% of the world's ocean is unmapped and unseen, it's a pretty terrifying and mystifying place to explore. These divers are having what seems like a fairly placid marine visit, but keep watching to see what crops up in the murky water. The internet provides us with some perplexing footage. When confronted with a nightmarish creature of this magnitude and its deadly razor-sharp teeth, instead of swimming away, these divers actually go over to pet the beast. On closer inspection, it doesn't appear to be living. Instead, there's a metal frame that it seems to be mounted on. Is this a movie prop for Jaws? If it isn't, the real mystery is how it found its way to the bottom of the ocean. Is there anything creepier than falling victim to a stalker, especially when the creature stalking you is Bigfoot? Caught on camera, 2 shining eyes appear from a forest canopy. The vast head suggests that this is something you don't want to mess with. The 2 face off for the duration of the video. Probably a wise move on the cameraman's behalf, not to get any closer. There's an ongoing joke about Bigfoot sightings always captured on shaky, low-res cameras. But the overwhelming number of these sightings does suggest that there is something out there that we have yet to explain. Here, what resembles the half-ape, half-Neanderthal creature moves through a forest, its genus a sure giveaway when you witness its height. There is no greater feeling of terror than being alone at home and having unexplained things happen. Most we can rationalize. It's the wind or it's an old house when we hear something strange, but what do you do when it's as obvious and disturbing as what this guy encounters?
And look at this door. You cannot make... Look at this. Bro. Nobody is home. My family is in Cancun, bro. You gotta be kidding me. Bro. What?
If you ask me, he should have gone to Cancun with his family.
Bentley? Bro. Are you me right now? Are you kidding me right now? What the Bro.
Not sure if this is the work of a poltergeist, but I am sure it would be an annoying one to deal with. Imagine the water cost for all their jokes.
Holy... Why is this door open? What the is going on?
I'm not sure if this video is real or not, but if it is, I would for sure not be hanging around that place for too long. Hospitals can be terrifying places for a number of reasons, but this one takes the cake. Watch closely the area to the left of the wheelchair. A shadowy figure appears, and then scurries away in a matter of seconds. You might have been mistaken, thinking it was a shadow, but watch again. Whatever the mischievous vision is, it moves beyond the wall to settle for a few seconds behind the chair before running off again. Let's face it, most horrors are made even creepier with the presence of a little kid, especially a girl child. Now couple that with an imaginary friend who is actually a paranormal imposter, and you have all the makings of a horror fest. This is exactly what happens here. Skeptics might argue that there is a human just beyond the reach of the camera. But look at when she reaches to offer it the plastic container. Whatever is there is in the frame. We just can't see it. She seems agitated by the encounter as she talks to it, and it appears to attempt to take the canister. It isn't long before she turns on her heels and is out of there. A man is walking when he spots something emerging from the forest to his left on all fours. Ghostly pale with a lengthy abdomen and short legs, the creature crosses the path. Where it is going, we will never know, as the guy filming doesn't stick around to find out. What is this thing that he encountered on his walk? How does it survive in the wild? The footage is way too compelling to simply write it off. There are things out there that we have no knowledge of. This exhilarating footage captures the moment that a huge iceberg rises above the water level before tipping over. The sailboat in the foreground provides an interesting scale to the sheer size and volume of the majestic ice show. Rising at great speed, it takes a few seconds to come crashing down, providing some indication for just how much is hidden from view if you consider that only 1/8 of an iceberg is visible on the surface of the water. It isn't every day one gets to combine their love for cats and the paranormal, but this video provides both. Watch as a family's pet feline is given some special attention by an invisible entity captured on their security camera. The feline remains surprisingly calm, as if this isn't its first encounter with the ghost. Watch as it casually saunters off after the experience. Cats often get a bad rap, especially black ones. In Tales from the Occult, black cats are familiars and shapeshifters, witches, spies, and in some instances protectors from the supernatural. Watch as a street camera captures this bizarre incident. Deliberate arson, black magic, or just a case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. You be the judge. Perhaps strange noises late at night prompted the owners of this storage room to place a camera inside to capture the cause. Perhaps someone is staging an elaborate hoax to convince us that this place is haunted. Watch as locker doors swing open and shut, as something rattles behind closed doors and a wheelchair goes for a spin on its own. A chance encounter captures this magnificent footage of a stag in its natural habitat. The creature faces off with the voyeur. It stomps its hoof on the ground and snorts. These signals are believed to be a fight or flight response when the animal is confronted by or senses danger. One hopes this sublime specimen escapes intact and doesn't end up as a trophy head on someone's wall. An idyllic natural scene. Two deer move through the forest to a clear pond to drink when one of them startles at what they see. Is it the creature from the Black Lagoon lurking beneath the surface? Or did this poor kid just catch a glimpse of its own face? A jogger pauses when he encounters something odd on the trail a few meters ahead of him. Zooming in, a black-horned creature is visible hunched over on the side of the road. At first, it is indecipherable based on its position, but on closer inspection, it seems to be sitting with its legs crossed facing the forest. As the jogger attempts to get a better look, the creature spots him and begins to rise. One could speculate that it is more than likely human height. What is this strange entity? A young Baphomet? A teenage prank? If you know, drop us a line in the comment. A shaky low-res camera captures something moving in the forest from a distance. As it settles, a statuesque, dark figure is barely visible in the surrounding forest. Is this the notoriously camera-shy Bigfoot? A group of skiers in Utah captured this rolling avalanche as it occurs. One might wonder why they didn't run the minute it started, but avalanches are a common phenomenon in Utah, which gets hundreds of these a year. However, snowfall is increasing, and the avalanches are becoming bigger and more dangerous than before. Last March there were 150 avalanches recorded, and this year the figure is 250. Watch as this curious black bear spots the trail camera and proceeds to readjust it. Opening up the view to a whole host of wonderful creatures ready for their close-ups. Trail cam footage captures this wonderful sight. A stag spotting a muddy puddle proceeds to dip his antlers in the water before luxuriating his entire body in the mulch. One might think he's enjoying a spa day, but during the mating season, male deer partake in this ritual frequently, and it's not quite as you'd imagine. These male deer wallow in the mud, where they defecate and urinate repeatedly. They use this scent to attract females. The mud also gives them a larger and darker appearance, which makes them more attractive to the female, and helps to intimidate rival males. Amazing camera footage captures this black sphere moving through the sky. It then shoots off, disappearing from view, closely followed by two UFOs that resemble something closer to aircraft. The orb is the most intriguing of these sightings, and is not dissimilar to the UFO in the footage released by the US Pentagon that was seen in Iraq. Other footage recorded the same object, which has been described as a self-illuminated sphere approximately 6 foot in diameter, which was spotted swarming a Navy warship. The Omaha captured on thermal imaging at night this little ball of light flying around. The Omaha sphere is considered to be a true unknown with intelligence, unable to resolve where it came from and where it disappeared to, only that it appeared to vanish into the ocean. Still now, the mystery persists as scientists and UFO experts continue to review footage of these anomalies in the hopes of finding a logical explanation. What are your thoughts? Drop us a line in comments. It is rutting season, the time where deer look to attract a mate. In earlier footage, you saw a stag prepare for courtship. During this season, males will fight and call to attract a female. Deer possess a vast array of vocalizations. For some, the mating call sounds like a car engine starting up followed by a long period of grunting, whilst others, like this stag, release a kind of bellow. Watch as he calls out to a potential mate, or uses this call to ward off any rival males. As you will see, it is followed soon afterwards by a special mud bath. In a recent video, this man, Peter,
my father shot the Bigfoot in 1953. They had to cut it up.
Makes bold claims about possessing the head of Bigfoot, that his father had taken it down 65 years ago and had kept the body parts frozen in their freezer. To me, this man, despite really expressing the fact that it is Bigfoot's head, I think it could be some kind of act, seeking attention from viewers. As far as I know, that could be a perfectly made sculpt. From all the video references about Bigfoot, I am sure its head doesn't take a human form, but rather more of ape-like. We cannot say for sure if that's the real deal just by looking at the clip, but it might be a step forward to knowing the existence of unknown earthly creatures. Imagine you and your family are enjoying a harmless evening drive and get chased by a Yeti. Well, this Russian family had such an encounter as an unknown creature chased them in their car, and they believe it was the legendary Yeti. As they drove past, one of them notices a black humanoid figure emerging from the tall grass, which makes me wonder if it truly was Yeti, as I thought Yetis have white hair. They couldn't quite distinguish what the figure looked like, so they reversed to get a better shot. When the figure realized it was being watched, it turned around and started chasing them. It appears to have enormous, protruding hands and moves in a zombie-like manner, giving the impression that it might have been a Yeti. They drive away fast, and the creature retreats back to where it was. Could this really have been the infamous Yeti that resides in the depths of the Himalayan mountains? Could it have decided to take a trip to Russia? 3 cyclists riding in the woods notice they have an unexpected follower on their tails. A bear caught their scent and became interested, so he decides to follow them. Scared for their lives, the cyclists ride away from the bear as fast as they can, but to no avail. The persistent woodland creature was hot on their heels, and so they decided to take a bold move and scare away the beast. They carried their bicycles head high and started to shout, giving the impression that the people the bear was following were actually 3 large beasts, which by the way is exactly what you want to do if ever encountering a black bear.
We gotta stay together. We all be big.
The bear gave in and walked away, but supposing the bear decided actually not to retreat and charge at them, the events surely would be catastrophic. We have all heard stories about ghosts and how they can be menacing and scare people to the bones. And Leonardo's story is no different. Leonardo has suspected that his house has always been haunted, and his suspicions were confirmed after he installed a fixed camera in his mother's haunted house. The camera caught movements of the oven as it opened and shut, and some of the cooking utensils were even thrown by an invisible force. If you look closely, you will see a shadowy figure moving across the room. He thought he could face it, as it manifested itself in the room he was in, but it proved to be difficult, even though he was steeling himself to remain brave. Leonardo thinks that the entity haunting the house got stronger and stronger over time. But that wasn't all. In the following recording, a pale face seemed to appear from the lower part behind the wall, and without a doubt, I believe we are seeing the spirit of a female. These events are extremely spooky, and the case is still ongoing. Leonardo doesn't know what to make of this haunting. All he can do is to only document everything. Evidence doesn't seem to dry up anytime soon. Something terrifying caught the eyes of this man, and they decided to record it. Underwater, close to the foot of a dock, was an unusual fish having a hair-raising appearance. Its eyes appeared to have been sunken into its head, leaving only 2 white dots as evidence of their presence. It seems as if a skeleton could be staring right at you, if not for its teeth, which protrude forward outward, giving the impression that it would not hesitate to bite your finger if you were to stick it in the water. It seems to mind its own business as it harmlessly floats about and swims away. What fish is that exactly? In the dead of night, in the woods, not far from a man's house, a chilling observation was made, and the owner decided that he needed proof of whatever was out there. We can see in between the trees lie 2 eerie dots staring right at the man's house. As he zooms in, we get a clearer view of the dots, and it is distinct to be a set of eyes. The man tries to identify what the mysterious creature staring at him is by calmly calling out.
Hello?
His voice is shaken and frightened by the occurrences. Could it be a more sinister stalking creature or a reflection of shining objects? Deep in a forest, a man captures evidence of what would seem to be a juvenile Bigfoot. The man seems to be following the creature with his eyes, but quickly turns the camera and zooms into a specific area where it is seen running swiftly across, going deeper into the woods. The small being appears to be bipedal and is covered with a thick brown coat of fur. What was it running from? Did it know it was being filmed and tried quickly to hide somewhere? As it vanishes, viewers are left wondering what this creature could be. This trail camera captures a male deer moving about in the forest, minding its own business until its attention is caught by something unknown. It moves toward the camera's direction and suddenly stops to face the camera's right side. This wonderful video catches a glimpse of its marvelous antlers, and even we get a chance to hear its roar as if it was communicating. Afterward, it continues its merrily walk. We cannot say what the deer saw, as the camera's field of view doesn't cover that direction. Maybe it was a roar to warn any other nearby rival. The sea is home to many unusual-looking sea creatures, and this deep-sea diver encountered one. This fish is one of a kind, and its facial structure resembles no other. It seems friendly, and even the diver touches it as he tries to break a shell to feed it. Its face is more of human-like, and instead of a curve to its head, it has bump on its forehead. What is amazing is how friendly and calm, despite its abnormality. In this clip, a trail camera catches two male deer battling it out in the woods. The two have locked on each other's antlers, and none is ready to tap out and concede defeat. They push each other around while squealing. We can also hear the crackling and clashing of their horns. This is a common practice in the animal kingdom, as the male animals have to battle it out in order to fulfill having a female counterpart. This family was out camping in the woods when they encounter something that seems to be watching them. Their phone camera records a really tall creature passing in between the tree line. Although it is foggy, the camera is able to reveal a clear footage of it. It seems to be walking on twos and is completely covered with black fur. I cannot distinguish what it is, but from the minimal description I have gathered, this seems to be some sort of Sasquatch. For all we know, this creature resembles a Bigfoot, and its intentions are truly unknown. A man stranded in the wilderness of Russia is met with a chilling experience. His truck broke down, and he decided to search the snowy land for help. He searched for a long period, but he finds no help. As his stay in the wilderness grows longer, he begins to suspect that he is not alone. He starts to record and captures a creature that has been on his track for a while and could be watching him. The eerie creature appears to walk on four limbs, its eyes glittering in the darkness, and tries to narrow the distance between it and the stranded man. It has a humanoid head and moves in an inquiring manner, as though curious to know more about the man stranded in its native land. What could this creature be? Could it be a man in a costume trying to play a harmless prank on the unsuspecting visitor? Or could it actually be a cryptid creature? A certain man was in a forest alone for God knows what reason. He catches a really bizarre creature between the trees in the middle of the night. As the man was walking, he filmed his path to document what happened to him, and what he saw would leave him puzzled as to what lurks in the woods at night. The camera catches the figure which is standing close to a tree. It stands tall on 2 feet, almost human. As soon as it realizes it was spotted, it moves behind the tree, fleeing into the woods. The man tried to follow its path, but to no avail, as it disappeared as though it were never there in the first place. What could this mysterious creature be? It certainly sends chills down the spine, as it seems to dwell in the woods in the middle of the night. What was it doing stalking the man in the forest? Or could it have been planning to do something sinister and simply lost interest when it discovered it was spotted? This trail camera in Menominee, Michigan, captured an intriguing black figure deep in the forest. In the first photo, we see a deer standing in front of the camera, but our attention is drawn to the far left of the picture. There stands a tall, blurry figure amidst the trees. The figure appears to be a bipedal creature, absurdly tall and covered with thick fur. It wastes no time, as it gives the camera no second chance to capture it, as it disappears within the woods. What could this be? And if it is a man, what could he be doing there in the middle of the night? In the dead of night, a time when all is calm, a camera under a bridge captures a nocturnal animal trying to get its next meal. It walks on the riverbank, increasing its pace, as though if it didn't, it would sleep hungry. It is lucky and catches its prey, but could not quite grasp it properly as it jumps into the water and swims away. The raccoon quickly follows it, but it loses it, and it seems to have lost its night's meal. Another raccoon emerged from behind the camera and appeared to threaten the first one, as it was given a menacing stance. It ignored the look and continued with its path. They appear to know each other as they are seen walking together on the bridge in the morning. On a cloudy day in the grasslands, a camera happens to catch the movement of a looming creature. At first, it appears to be still, but gradually, it begins to move toward the left side. Its tall, towering posture looks almost human, and it appears to have thick brown fur. If closely examined, its facial area appears to be white, though not clear, and the top of the head is almost ape-like. It turns away from the camera and disappears among the tall grass behind it. Just what could it be? The infamous Sasquatch, or is a man in a Bigfoot disguise attempting to strike up controversy among the viewers of the footage? A sunny day shines on a pack of wolves, prancing in the snow-filled ground near a forest. The pack head in one direction and minding their own business, though the recording camera seemed to catch the attention of one of them. He approaches the camera and blocks its vision as it fumbles with the camera. This video is amazing, displaying the outstanding pack with their beautiful fur gleaming amidst the snow. Wolves are known to travel and even hunt in packs. This pack specifically looks to be traveling to a more conducive environment. Survival of the fittest is the rule of the world, and in this clip, we see a raccoon asserting its dominance over another. A security camera captures two raccoons following each other on a bridge in the middle of the night. The one ahead diverts to a tree next to the bridge, and the one behind closely follows. As though possessed, the raccoon behind ferociously attacks his comrade and chases him away. This was accompanied by a loud shriek, as though to scare away his felly nocturnal companion. It appears as though there was prey where they were, and they fight for it. The chased raccoon takes solace in a nearby tree, possibly nursing its injuries. From Sasquatch, captured in unexpected places, to ghosts on the roads, and even black figures stalking women in cars. Watch till the end to find out how each of these mysteries unfolded. This terrifying clip was recorded somewhere in India when a group of men in a car spotted something nearby in the bushes and decided to stop and capture it on the camera. At first, everything seems pretty normal, but then just after a second, a head appears from behind the bushes, and we can clearly see that it was a wild animal waiting to pounce upon the first thing that passes closer by it. Not long after, a bike with two men on it happened to pass by with a closer distance, and the tiger, which was hiding, saw it as the best opportunity and attacked. Luckily, however, the tiger couldn't get to even touch them, and it kept running and went into the darkness again. Roads and highways like these have always been dangerous, especially at night when it gets hard to spot the danger nearby. Therefore, we all need to be very careful, at least when passing by these places. Recorded somewhere in Utah, this clip shows something that shocked every person who saw it. As they were on their way home, they spotted a huge being roaming around somewhat closer to where they were. So the person stopped the car and recorded the whole unusual scene on camera. If we talk about it, we can see that not only were the arms way too long to be a human being, but the head appeared to be sitting very low on the shoulders, as in, it was a very short neck or forward sitting head. Also, the head appeared small compared to the torso. This is commonly reported about the creatures known as Sasquatch, also noted high knee bend, when it is more profiled to the camera. So yes, it has all the characteristics of a Sasquatch. Size, coloration, stride, long arm swing. But truth be told, I cannot really tell. The video surely does not appear to be edited or altered, so yes, there is a bit of a chance that it might actually be real. This video was captured by someone who went into the deep, dark woods right in the middle of the night, and the reason behind them deciding to do so still remains unknown. Why would a person decide to roam into the dangerous wild specifically at the time when it is most dangerous and deadly? Upon wandering around a little, the man discovered something that surely sent shivers down his spine. Right above the tree were two glowing eyes staring right into the man's soul. The eyes were there for a few seconds before disappearing behind the tree, leaving the man shocked and eager to leave as soon as he could. Ask me, and I'd say it was a stupid thing to go there all alone because we can never know what lurks in the darkness there. And to me, the eyes look very real, though they could easily just belong to a wild animal glowing due to the flashlight. Just like the man in the previous clip, this one is also venturing around in the forest, right in the middle of the night. With a flashlight on and a camera recording, he looks here and there as if looking for something. And his quest for the unknown comes to the very end, when he sees a woman in a white dress walking right in the middle of the path he was on. The scene was terrifying enough to even make a grown man scared. The woman appeared to be a little distance away and was walking away from the man, or maybe even floating away from the man, because the motion did not look like someone walking to me. Her dress and her whole self were more transparent, which gave the man an idea that it definitely being a ghost. Even though the video ended right there, let's just think that he decided to run as fast as he could. For me, it could easily be CG, created to scare the people on the internet. But if it isn't, then God save us all. A man mounted on a tree stand looking for some bears or deer nearby recorded a sight he had never imagined. At first, it just looked like a shadow moving behind the woods, and the man thought it must be a bear. So he kept his focus on the thing and waited for it to come out into a more clear area. But as the creature kept moving, the man could see that unlike a bear, the creature was walking on two legs, just like a human would. Seconds into recording it, the man became sure that it was not a usual wild animal that he had just spotted. So after the creature was gone, the man rushed to his home and uploaded the clip on YouTube, where of course the first response he got was of the creature being a Bigfoot. From where I am seeing, it does look like a Bigfoot and closely resembles the characteristics. Unless and until it was someone with a costume on. A mother's love knows no bounds, be it humans or animals. The mamas are ready to do everything to protect their babies. Take this clip, for instance. When this coyote attacked the baby deer and wasn't letting it go, the mother knew it had to be quick and do whatever was possible. So it stomped and stomped on the coyote again and again until the coyote let go of the baby's leg. However, the coyote couldn't let go of the meal right in front of its eyes, so it attacked not just once, but 2 or 3 times more, only to get stomped on by the mother every time. In the end, the coyote decided to give up and run away, because otherwise, it could have been badly injured as the mother was not going to let its baby become the coyote's lunch. A young girl was out on a drive with her mother and was busy recording the sunset that she found really pretty. However, seconds into the recording, she spotted something that shocked her, and she couldn't help asking her mother what exactly it was that she just spotted.
What was that?
For a second, from the bushes emerged a dark figure, and it looked as if it was trying to move around, or maybe trying to follow them. Thankfully, the mother did not stop the car and kept driving because it could have been a dangerous situation if she had stopped the car, where many people claim it to be a Bigfoot hiding in the bushes. For me, it could easily be a creepy man dressed in dark clothes with dangerous intentions. Animal enclosures can be fun to go and enjoy, seeing all the animals doing their things so clearly from that glass. But there are times when there is only that glass between the humans and a disaster about to happen. Take this clip, for instance, where this family, the woman and the 2 kids, are sitting smiling and enjoying the lion rubbing its paws on the glass, thinking it is doing it out of curiosity. But the question is it really doing it out of curiosity? To me, it looks like the lion just desperately wants the glass to break, and for it to devour the humans sitting so casually right in front of it. No offense, but this is how wild animals are. Going out in the wild in a car can be so fun until you encounter something that looked like it is straight out to some Jurassic Park movie. These men were out on an adventure when, at first, they saw several obstacles in the form of tree branches placed on the road to block the way, but the men did not pay much attention and kept moving on until one of them accidentally recorded a creature running in the wild pretty close to them and in the same direction they were headed. It looked like the creature was trying to catch up to their speed, and maybe then it planned to attack. The video stops there, but according to the men, they turned around and came back as soon as they could. Now, the area being completely remote, it is hard for a human to be there, and considering the appearance, it looked exactly like a Bigfoot. But was it real? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. There are times when even the hunter gets hunted, but thankfully it wasn't that case in this clip. When a hunter had set up everything and was all set with his equipment looking for some animal to pass by so he can hunt them down, he was paid a visit by an unexpected guest. A bear spotted him from afar and thought it would be a good idea to charge at him and try to scare the man away. So the bear tried its best, but unfortunately, the man was completely armed, and going closer to him would mean losing its life, so the bear turned away soon and went back to where it came from. Now, considering the fact that it was only one bear which gave the hunter a chance to scare it away, if it were a whole group, it would have been a really difficult situation for the man. A group of men in Texas have dedicated their whole lives to the sole purpose of proving that Bigfoots are real. They venture into the woods, setting up cameras and collecting as much proof as they can. A couple of months ago, when they thought they had enough proof, they held a press conference and decided to tell the whole world that what we all think of as belonging to mythical stories is actually the truth. That Bigfoot is as real as us humans and other animals. They recorded a clip from a night vision camera, and it can be seen walking around in the woods. And this wasn't all. They even had a clip which they claimed to be of a sleeping Bigfoot right in the middle of the woods during daytime. According to them, Bigfoots are shy creatures, therefore we don't get to see them often. But that does not mean they are not real. Personally, with so much proof, there is a chance that these men might be right. But there is always a doubt, you know. What if those are all fake? People's love for wild animals can sometimes be taken to the next level by some daredevils who think they can befriend these creatures. Where many of us cannot, some people actually succeed in training wild animals into being their best friends and not harming them at all. This man is one of them. He is friends with a lion, which he adopted as a small cub, and now that it has grown into a fully grown adult, the lion thinks of the man as its family. In this clip, we can clearly see how playful their bond is, as the lion plays with the man just like it would with other lions. Let's just all hope their friendship remains like this, and never ends in any kind of tragedy, because, well, it's a lion we're talking about here. This man built a tree stand for himself, and he went there quite often to sit and relax safely while observing the surroundings. But one day, as he went to the spot, he saw an uninvited guest enjoying on his tree stand. The bear looked like it was loving the view from there, but the man had to get it down. So he started asking the bear to get down, as there is no room for two up there.
Hey, that's my tree stand. Come on, there's not enough room. You need to get down. You need to get down. Come on.
Surprisingly, the bear appeared to be understanding what the man was asking it to do, and it came down using the stairs just like the man asked him to do and walked away. Did not even try to get mad or attack the man at all, just came down and walked away. This clip was recorded by two friends who were coming back from their mission of collecting some wood logs and were recording themselves carrying all that weight. As the man opened the front camera, intending to record himself and the friend walking behind him, that's when we see a weird creature quickly walking right behind them. It crossed the path and disappeared into the trees, leaving the guy shocked, unable to believe what he had just witnessed. By the appearance, the creature did not look like it was a human. It had dark black skin and was walking very quickly and in a weird manner. According to the men, they had never seen anything like that in the area ever before. But to me, it just looks like a kid with costume on trying to play a prank on them. In an eerie forest, an unsettling video captured the elusive Bigfoot almost running towards somewhere, as if trying to run away from the eyes of humans or from some other danger unknown to us. Its form, almost humanoid yet unlike a human at the same time, had massive hands and feet that dwarfed any human. Mysterious and enigmatic, this creature defied easy classification, sending shivers down the spine. With swift, almost ghostly speed, it moved through the trees and the bushes, leaving an unsettling sense of awe and fear in its wake. The encounter left everyone on YouTube questioning the unknown and the chilling possibility of creatures that exist beyond our comprehension. Truth be told, even though many say that it could be a Bigfoot, for me, it could easily be a human which appears to be like this because of the camera being too far from him. Wild dogs and hyenas can coexist well if there's enough food to share, but a dwindling supply of prey can force them both outside of their protected parks. Even though we don't see the presence of prey or any kind of food in this clip, the kind of deadly fight they are having signals to the fact that there must be food involved, because these two groups never fight for territory or anything else. The hyenas appear to be lesser in numbers and still get the upper hand for so long, but the wild dogs, being all grouped up, are not ready to let go. The second hyena also has something in its mouth, but all the wild dogs are only attacking the first one, which makes us wonder, if not food, then what exactly can be the reason behind this deadly fight? When a man went for a hunting spree in the woods in the middle of the night, he had no idea about what was coming next. Minutes walking into the darkness, he saw something creepy right in front of him. A pair of large glowing eyes were staring right at him from a distance. The man, though scared, continued to record what was happening. According to him, the area was remote and only goes downhill from the spot he was standing on. Therefore, whoever was there staring at him must be really huge to be that visible from that distance. After waiting for a minute, the man decided to shoot in that direction, which made the creature run out of fear.
What do we do? Oh.
And that's when we got a little glimpse of it. But even after zooming it, slowing it down, and stabilizing it, I cannot make out what the creature looked like. It was too dark, and the creature was too fast to be properly captured on the camera. So, I cannot exactly say what it was. Could be an animal or could be something else too. When animals interact with the human world and human inventions, there are times when we get some unusual reactions out of them. Take these two foxes, for instance. While fighting each other, they ended up on the trampoline where they continued their fight until they realized where exactly they were. So one of them started jumping on it and enjoying it. But the other one wasn't ready to call off the fight, hence it started again. But the first fox was so invested in exploring what the trampoline was and how it worked that it could not help but focus only on that. The video ended because maybe the person recording got tired of holding the camera, but the foxes were still there, enjoying their trampoline just like they should. Imagine being with your family on a boat and you see a huge great white shark right below the surface of the water, as close to you as possible. Anyone would get scared, but this family found it more exciting than terrifying, as they kept recording the shark moving around right below them and eventually leaving after deciding that it should leave these humans alone. The shark could have easily tipped the boat over if it wanted to, but fortunately it wasn't in the mood for any kind of violence, and therefore left them all alone, after giving them a glimpse of how terrifyingly unpredictable the ocean can be. This mesmerizing clip of a tsunami was recorded by a camera specifically placed to record such weather phenomena is something that can leave anyone who watches it awestruck. The way the downpour starts off from the mountains and then descends to the hills, the lake, and finally onto the houses with all its glory, and the way the cloud shapes and the angle it has all been captured from make this clip one of its kind. And we all can see this absolute wonder of nature while relaxing in our cozy places, thanks to the inventions of cameras.
I've found this image online, with the user claiming they have captured this on trail camera. It is no question what the first thought anyone would have. That is the face of the legendary Bigfoot. Its face fully covered in brown hair, a large nose, perhaps for a body just as big. On the other hand, its eyes seem to convey also a gentleness. Could this image be real or fake? Is it the real face of the legendary creature? A large and ominous-looking predator emerges from the right into the camera frame. Moving almost too quickly to focus on it, disappears in seconds from view. A chance encounter of a lifetime occurs when this person captures what appears to be a creature of legend known as the Almasty or Snowman of the Caucasus. This cousin to Bigfoot and the Yeti is believed to roam the Caucasian wilds. Approximately 6 feet tall with red or black fur, the creature is believed to have slanted eyes that glow red in the dark. In a strange bounding leaping gait, it proceeds to tear through the forest as if in pursuit of something we cannot see. The cameraman manages to capture a clear glimpse of it just before it disappears. These mysterious beasts can move at 37 miles per hour and resemble something between an ape and a Neanderthal. Watch as the creature almost jumps from one step to another. Had this unsuspecting voyeur been spotted, it would be unlikely that they'd manage to escape at the pace the creature is able to pursue its prey. A man films a live video of himself walking around a seemingly deserted ship deck at night. No sooner has he started filming when his eyes grow wide with surprise. He turns the phone camera to the water, and it takes a moment to realize that we aren't seeing something but hearing it. At first, it sounds like the wail of a child in the distance, but with every repeated sound, it becomes something far more abstract and eerie.
I hear him. Where's he at? What the fuck is that noise?
He breaks into a run, moving to the hull of the ship to get closer to the sound. This time, a distinct series of calls are heard coming from the darkness beyond. Something or someone throws its voice as if responding to him.
That's crazy.
Later, he posts a replay of his live video, calling out to the voice. A clear response is heard from the distance as he balances precariously to get as close to the sound as possible.
Can you hear me? Yo, that shit was instantaneous, bro. Oh, I gotta watch my step out here, man.
Listen to its distinct call, just a second before he calls out again to it.
Where are you? Oh, that's over here. Wait, no, now it's there.
The voice appears to be coming from two places at once. What is this strange call? There does not appear to be another boat in close proximity. Could it be a ghost from some long, forgotten shipwreck? Or the mythical mermaid, like sirens who lured sailors with their haunting song, only to have them drown when their boats capsized on the rocks? At 3:30 in the morning, a young girl is caught on the Ring camera, gingerly pressing the doorbell. She seems agitated and nervously glances out at the dark from where she's just come from. She pauses briefly before running off into the dark. Is someone chasing her? Where is her family? It is unclear what has happened. But there is a sinister feeling about the footage. An unconfirmed report suggests that the child is being used as bait for her criminal father, and that seconds after the door was indeed opened, the witness stated that she immediately ran into the house, and seconds later, after they'd only just managed to shut the door, a man with a gun came charging up to the door. Some viewers claim to see a shadowy figure behind her. For now, we are left to wonder what terrible circumstances brought this young child to a stranger's door in the early hours of the morning. Below the streets of Paris lie a labyrinth of tunnels that became the site of mass graves. This area is known as the catacombs and is sealed off from the public. Video footage is discovered on an abandoned video camera found deep within the catacombs. Comprised of a continuous point of view, Shot presents a disturbing narrative. The first 40 minutes are largely uneventful as the mystery man travels into the depths of the catacombs. All of a sudden, he begins to walk faster and faster. As his pace picks up, you can hear his breathing. Eventually, he breaks into a run, pausing only briefly to decide which way to turn. The panic is palpable, and then he just drops his camera, and all that can be seen are his shoes reflected as he runs away, and the camera continues recording until it runs out of tape. Explorer Francis Friedland gathers a team of experienced men to attempt to find the mysterious missing man.
In Paris, you have as many miles of tunnels underground as there are streets above ground. No one knows just how many passageways exist in the catacombs, but we believe that they go down over 300 feet. Some are filled with water, and many tunnels have collapsed over the years. It's an enormous maze. We think there are as many as 7 levels to it.
Friedland and his team will have to enter the catacombs illegally. They search to find a hole, but most have been closed by the authorities. They end up walking down a deserted train track where they eventually find a point of entry. The conditions in the catacombs are exceptionally dangerous. It is dark, cold, and difficult to maneuver. Chances of finding the lost man are slim. There are narrow passages to navigate and even holes you can fall into. Friedland explains that there are over 400 miles of passages, and that anyone could easily get lost in the tunnels and never find their way out. If you lose your flashlight, you are dead. At 297 feet below the streets of Paris, the group conclude that this was too deep for an amateur, and that the man more than likely got lost and died. After 6 hours, the men are exhausted and are running low on batteries. They abandon their search and attempt to surface through a manhole. but it is sealed shut. They will now have to retrace their steps back to the surface. As for this man, we will never know what he was running from, and if he ever saw the light of day again. Captured through the zoomed-in lens of a cell phone camera, a large and terrifying creature emerges from the trees on the right-hand side of the screen. It faces the brave cameraman and begins to run towards the campground. The occupants flee in terror. Could this be the legendary Bigfoot? Watch the actual footage and decide for yourself. Either way, it was a close call for these campers.
Yo, what the? Yo! See that? Is that it? Hello? Yo, you see that dude? Look! Yo, get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here! Yo, go! Get the fuck out of here!
Zoomed in over 20 times optical and shot from about 20 yards, an Explorer captures this amazing and utterly chilling close-up of a Sasquatch. If you look carefully, the creature's face is clearly visible, looking straight in the direction of the videographer, who is hiding beneath a pine tree. Seemingly unfazed, the creature continues to hold his ground to ensure the safety of his tribe. Deep in the forest at Watauga Lake, a large black bear is seen mauling its defenseless prey. Despite the deer being quite large, the grip of the bear is too strong. It tries in vain to free itself from the vice, but eventually succumbs to the predator and is dragged off to its lair. Two buck face off in an epic battle, and the victor will win his ultimate prize, a doe to mate with. A common occurrence in nature, but seldom caught on camera. These two bucks are engaging in a duel during mating season. As a last resort, they abandon budding antlers and stand up to attack their opponent with their hooves, which are wicked weapons. They are remarkably agile on their hind legs. Notice as the buck on the left gains ground, using its sharp front hooves to attack his opponent. They will engage in this combat until one or both succumbs to injury, or has had enough and gives up. A man is seen frantically trying to climb a tree as a large bear follows close behind. As he struggles to ascend higher out of harm's way, the bear follows. At its full height, it snaps at the man's heels as helpless onlookers film him. The hungry and agitated bear is in hot pursuit, and as the man struggles to get a good grip on the branch, the bear begins to climb the tree as well. In the nick of time, the would-be prey manages to escape to higher safety. The bear, losing interest, abandons the hunt and returns to the ground. It is unclear whether he will remain there in the hopes the man will tire, and he will have an easy dinner. Either way, an incredibly close call for the man whose quick thinking more than likely saved his life. This trail camera seems to have caught some bizarre creature lurking in the middle of the forest. It can be seen casually passing by. I am not sure what this is, since we cannot see its face, but it is a creature out of this world that is beyond human understanding. The trail camera is positioned high, making it hard to distinguish this creature's true height. If we watch the video at a slower speed, we might make up the idea that this strange being is tall because it takes long strides as it moves deeper into the forest. Its whole body is covered in a coat of thick fur, which makes it resemble an ape. We can't make much out of this footage, but it does seem to resemble the same body structure we all know of the infamous Sasquatch, the Bigfoot. However, what is with all that hopping around? Really strange footage. In this video, a man decided to film his experience while walking in the woods when he unexpectedly came across a fascinating sight. As he continues filming, he catches something in the corner of his eyes that seems really creepy.
Whoa.
He adjusts his camera at the direction of what caught his eyes and zooms at it. The image becomes clearer, the creature's white face standing out amidst the thick foliage of leaves. It also seems to have dark eyes that are intensely staring in his direction. But the creature is not flinching at all, standing still for the entirety of the video.
He's standing above the bushes. He, she, whatever. Look how tall that is.
If we look too closely, we might make the impression that the creature is blinking, but I think that is because of the poor quality of the camera.
You see how dark its eyes are? Yo, this is scary to an extent. I don't usually see white ones like that.
The man recording is spooked, and even admits that he doesn't normally see creatures as such in the area. Could this be some random animal, or is it a kind of cryptid? Or could it be just a random structure in the woods that spoke to him for no reason? In a forest in Indonesia, the locals stumbled upon a horrifying sight. The video captured a figure of what seems be a man wrapped in cloth. The figure is unresponsive and shockingly stands there. The voices of the witnesses crackle with awe and concern, as they seem to be familiar with what they are seeing. One even reclaims that the rope is untied. I can hear them saying it's a pocong. So I have done some digging around this video, and it is true many Indonesian people attribute this to an ancient ghostly entity that is said to be the soul of a dead person trapped in their shroud, a traditional belief of the Indonesian culture. The pocong of a person who has been dead for years would be more skeletal in appearance, like the one we are witnessing here. So could this be a real pocong? This trail camera caught a weird sighting. The camera catches some movement of a black and furry figure moving along the tree line. I'll admit it is not clear, and we can't make much out of it. I think this recording might be edited since the figure seems to be bigger and heavier than in reality, so I'm not sure if this is truly Bigfoot or just a person who tried really hard to create a video of a Bigfoot Sasquatch and wanted to gather as much attention as possible. But I could be wrong. What do you think? A camera installed in a household captured some paranormal activity. In the stillness of the night, the sleeping cat is suddenly being carried by what seems to be an invisible force. It floats in the air for a while, then the invisible figure seems to place it on the other side of the bed. What could be behind these eerie occurrences? Definitely, this has involvement of ghostly activities. The poltergeist is one mostly know for such nuisance. Most claims or fictional descriptions of poltergeists show them as being capable of moving objects such as furniture and cutlery, or making noises such as knocking on doors. But I have never seen one use its powers to move a cat on the other side of the bed. I hope the cat is not too traumatized by this experience. The owner of this house had been hearing strange noises in his attic at night, so he decided to install a hidden camera to uncover the uncanny happenings. The home cam recording captured some paranormal activities happening in the attic. Amidst the calmness, at the far corner, the wooden seat can be seen moving as if it had been pushed. It happens the second time, and this time it's more evident that there could be ghostly activities happening there. This time the chair is pushed farther, and this is really terrifying. As if that was not enough, the wooden horse toy starts rocking on its own. I am sure the residents of this home were really frightened after they saw this recording. Could it be the house was haunted before they moved in? A man claiming to have been staying in a secluded Pennsylvania cabin thought he was seeing something outside at night, so he got his phone and started filming this. Deep in the darkness, as he zooms his camera, he sees a pair of gleaming eyes. The eyes seem to be looking at him directly, as if it is stalking on him. The footage is not clear, but one can see its shadowy figure outline, and the shape of its head is unearthly. With a final demonic glare, it turns and goes away. The witness is left wondering what could that be, but glad that he had recorded it all on camera. This recording is showing one of the worst things one can do when seeing a bear. Approach it for a picture. The lady in question wanted to look fancy on her Instagram, posing gracefully together with one of the deadliest creatures in nature. The photograph looks really into it, as we see him leaning on the car with a really big camera, as if they were ready to have this photo shoot. But unfortunately for them, the bear had enough, as he quickly lunges towards the woman just enough to scare her. She is lucky the bear wanted only to give her a fright, and not to make her a meal. So please people, don't do that if you see a bear. These two curious women decided to explore the woods when they came about something that will forever leave them questioning. The sight of really strange and small creature high up in a tree. It is difficult to define, as it unresponsive the creature seemed to be clutched onto the tree and is not moving. The two claim to have never seen anything like that, and one of them can be heard asking if maybe it could be a bear. The unknown creature has a thick coat of fur and is same size as a bear cub. The two women recording are uneasy and are in wonder if the creature could cause any harm to them. As they continue recording the video, they are frightened and probably think it is a good idea to leave. The women flee from the scene wondering about the eerie encounter of the wild. So what exactly was that? In this video, a trail camera captures a remarkable footage of a crocodile gobbling down a whole fish in this swamp. This alligator is in a really close range, giving us a chance to see the wonders of nature. From this video, one can understand that the alligator is quite a powerful creature. It has a strong jaw and a set of sharp teeth, feature which enables its prowess in hunting. As the alligator leaves the site, it leaves a glimpse of its scaly body for us to admire. This thrilling footage reminds us of the untamed beauty of the wild, but also its captivating ferocity. This explorer was out when he heard some weird growls echoing through the cave below him. These growls are nothing of anything I have ever heard of, and they seem to be coming from a really frightening creature. As the explorer records the video, these growls become in symphony with another similar growl. The explorer can be seen pointing out to where the sounds could be coming from. The cave is usually home to bears. Could this be a growl from a bear, or is it coming from an even more sinister creature? This trail camera in a certain game park caught some captivating footage. All appears to be normal when the bucks sense something going on, and they start dispersing immediately. Amidst the tension that is rising, suddenly two male bucks with long antlers rush and lock onto each other, each of them trying to outpower the other. This fight carries on as they push each other from the view of the camera. This primal encounter serves as a reminder of the fierce competition that exists in the animal kingdom, where survival and dominance are fiercely contested. Picture the scene. You've gone away to a cabin in the woods with your partner for a romantic getaway. Nothing but the two of you deep in the forest. until one night you hear footsteps outside, and grabbing your flashlight, you discover this peering at you through the window. Well, this is what one guy on Reddit claims happened to him. On first sight, it appears to be some kind of ape, but the facial features appear almost human. What could it be? The infamous Bigfoot posing as a peeping Tom. Something about the eyes, though, seems off. They're just too dead. Like maybe this creature features in a museum display case. You be the judge. Either way, it's a passion killer. A deserted wood. Camera footage captures a large hairy creature amongst the trees. Zoomed in, the creature appears to be gigantic in height and size, and aware that it is being watched as it moves to look in the direction of the camera. The area surrounding it to the right-hand side of the screen appears to resemble some kind of wall structure comprising of logs stacked on top of one another. Is this the creature's shelter, or a lookout point where it can observe predators or prey on unsuspecting visitors? Is this the legendary Bigfoot, or a hunter in some kind of weird camouflage gear? The camera zooms in even further to catch a look at the beast's face. Its features are unrecognizable. For now, it remains a mystery.
Some of these boards are bending. Do you hear that? Like, what, is that wind?
The footage you are about to see, and more importantly hear, was recorded by a YouTuber exploring abandoned mines and unusual places. What is particularly interesting is that he doesn't engage with the paranormal in his channel at all. This was just a completely random and creepy occurrence that happened to him in the Waldeck mine. You might want to put your earphones on for this. As he explores the abandoned mine, an almost inaudible whisper emerges from a nearby tunnel.
Do you hear that? What, is that wind?
At first he passes it off as the wind. It is then the voice or possible voices are noticeably louder.
I don't know if you can hear that on the camera.
The first sounds like a woman whispering, followed by further voices seemingly in conversation. Very difficult to decipher what is being said, but some distinct words appear to emerge like out and yes. As he moves to investigate, the sound suddenly ceases, and there is an eerie silence before it returns again.
Do you hear that? It stopped.
The YouTuber attempts to rationalize the sound, suggesting it might be snakes or a bird.
Don't know if that's a bird or... I don't know what that is. It almost sounds like snakes, but...
Truth be told, I've never heard a bird make this noise. Creeped out and disturbed by the experience, he rushes to leave the abandoned mine. A sprightly little creature with a hunched back carrying what appears to be some kind of knapsack or bundle moves between the rocks. From another angle, we can make out its face with features somewhere between a human and a dog or bear hybrid. You might be mistaken thinking you are watching The Lord of the Rings, as he is reminiscent of Gollum, but perhaps less nimble and way better looking. The creature darts timidly between the rocks. Every now and then he glances nervously behind him, as if watching out for some unknown predator. The origin of this entity remains a mystery, born from the imagination of a wannabe filmmaker or an actual living mythical creature caught on tape. You decide. Drop us your thoughts in the comments. Accrington Police Station and Courts. A live camera catches unexplained activity in the cell area corridor. At first, we see an empty corridor. The building is empty. If you look closely, the faintest hint of shadow can be seen creeping over the brightly polished floor nearest the gates at the end of the passage. A sound is heard, picked up by the camera speaker. It sounds like wind interference, but there is no wind. It almost sounds like someone tapping on a microphone. Moments later, a tremor out of nowhere, as whatever is interfering with the camera rattles it on its vantage point, shifting its focus away from the corridor. Evidence states that there was no earth tremor on this evening, so who is responsible for the disruption? Is Accrington Police Station haunted by the victim of a violent crime? Or perhaps one of its former cellmates? The noise ends as quickly as it started. Whomever is interfering with the camera passes without being caught on tape. A woman parks in a deserted area that appears to lead into the woods. Inexplicably, she leaves her car and crosses the bridge where she spots a strange woman walking across the path. Something about this video feels too staged, and the woman looks like she's wearing a costume from The Ring. Either way, a disturbing and creepy encounter, even if it appears to be purely for our entertainment. Someone captures what appears to be a human comprised entirely of light in southern Minas Gerais in Brazil. Spotted from a distance, it stands on the hillside, almost motionless. The phenomenon, whilst rare, is apparently well documented, and locals attest to seeing this entity frequently. The area in which the sighting occurred is known for its mines that are rich in mineral resources. Could this be responsible for its glow? People living here have even nicknamed this human light the Mother of Gold. Interestingly, the area is also known for UFO sightings and other extraterrestrial activities. Is this creature an alien being? One of the infamous Shining Ones? Others suggest that it might be some kind of angel, while skeptics believe that it is merely light on a reflective surface or suit and not human, as it barely moves for the duration of the video. What I want to know is, why did no one attempt to get closer for a better look? What do you think it could be? Drop us your thoughts in the comments. Woken by his wife, a man is sent to investigate a noise she has heard coming from their shed. Armed with a cell phone and a flashlight, he walks the short distance in the dark. On first appearance, the shed is empty until he shines the light on the ceiling. Between the rafters, a black figure is visible, and then its hand moves between the rafters, sending him running back to the house. Now let's watch it again. The first time it looked as if the creature was lying on its stomach on the rafters, but now it's possible to see that perhaps it's not a creature at all, but a person sitting sideways, and the hand is decidedly human, isn't it? Is this a would-be burglar looking to score some tools from the open shed? Or is it something altogether more nightmarish? You be the judge. Either way, it remains a disturbing sight in the early hours of the morning. A horse reacts to possible danger as a rider leads them into the woods. Something untoward makes them stop dead in their tracks. Phone camera footage captures what appears to be an alien peering out at them from behind a tree. It appears cautious and obviously does not want to be seen. The creature has a decidedly small head and large, terrifying black eyes. Watch again in slow motion as we catch a clearer glimpse of its face. Is this one of the notorious Greys, a species of extraterrestrial that is frequently sighted and often the subject of alien abduction claims? And if so, how did it end up here? If the horse's reticence to proceed is anything to go by, I'd say this is the real deal. At lightning speed, an adult alligator springs into view, razor-sharp teeth flashing. The dogs make a hasty retreat to safety. It's possibly the scaly predator is only trying to ward off the canines, and it works. Even in a pack of 3, they're not taking their chances with this beast. A bystander at Lake Prespa in Albania fumbles for their phone to capture what looks like the head of a giant serpent. The creature is an almost identical twin to the infamous Nessie or Loch Ness monster. The creature's head is seen rising from the water before slowly submerging itself again, only its head visible on the surface. Could this be a plesiosaur, a prehistoric marine reptile? Or could the monster be a large eel? Even then, eels seldom grow this big. The quality of the footage is poor and only a few seconds long. The skeptic in me notes that the neck of the beast seems pretty rigid and immobile. Is our desire for fantasy obscuring the reality? Is this, as some suggest, just a submarine periscope? You be the judge. A group of cage divers get the encounter of a lifetime when a great white shark in search of baited chum swims headlong into the cage, missing them by inches. Ferociously, it bites firmly on the metal railing. The terrifying predator emerges so silently and swiftly that it is barely visible until up close to the underwater camera. Realizing its mistake, it disappears as quickly as it emerged. A street view camera reads 2:44, almost the witching hour. A weary street dog is seen barking at something or someone before retreating further. If its body language with its tail between its legs is anything to go on, whatever is following is strange and unwelcome. Seconds later, a shadow is visible on the wall opposite. However, instead of a human, something else emerges from the deserted street. The dog doesn't stick around to greet it and runs off. A shadow in the shape of what appears to be a human man walks past the camera and out of view. It is comprised solely of a dark matter in a human form. Note all the orbs visible just before his arrival. Some suggest that those are indicators of energy and the most common form of paranormal activity. Skeptics might suggest that they are merely the result of the light on dust particles. But it seems a strange coincidence that they appear around the same time as the ghostly apparition. The man ignores the dog and strolls nonchalantly into the dark. One wonders what he is doing here and why he is not at peace. A creepy encounter, nevertheless. A lion is greeted by a sea of crocodile eyes as they prepare to feast on fresh prey. It is unclear what animal became the victim, or if it was the lion's own kill now claimed by the crocodiles. The lion makes a few half-hearted attempts to reclaim the prize, trying to pull the body closer to itself. He appears hungry, but backs off. In this instance, he may need to accept defeat, as he's clearly outnumbered.
Days like today are no fun. No fun at all.
Is it real?
Yeah.
Can I get it now?
Stay there.
A man and his family are plagued by a series of sinister activities. Watch as the inexplicable and disturbing events unfold. The gut-wrenching sound of his young and clearly terrified daughter crying suggests that this is a common and unwelcome presence in this family's home. As he moves from the basement door to the closed pantry to investigate the rattling sound, he opens them to reveal nothing. The incidents appear to happen within seconds of each other, which makes for a compelling argument that what he is experiencing is within the realm of the paranormal, possibly a poltergeist and very real. Watch as the activity intensifies.
It's starting again. What's going on again? Hello?
The spirit continues to antagonize the man who is drawn to the living room, where his guitar is being strummed forcefully. No one is in the room. Even when he moves the instrument to the empty garage, the sound of it is clearly heard again. The haunting continues at night.
I keep hearing sounds in my bathroom. I don't know what it is. I haven't whistled, I haven't messed with this thing. Holy crap. No freaking way. Did you see that?
Yes.
Did you see that? It's okay. There's no way somebody...
Despite the dark, it is possible to see a shadowy figure moving past the bathroom mirror, followed by the sound of something crashing. The family's terror is palpable. You can hear the fear in their voices. Whatever is haunting this family is hell-bent on getting them out of its home. A fox is seen retreating in haste from its enemy, a badger, a prolific predator of foxes. The badger appears to be blocking the fox's den. Undeterred, the fox attempts to return, chased again by the badger. Badgers frequently plunder fox dens if there are cubs, which they eat. It is possible that this persistent little fox is risking its life to protect her offspring. We've seen some messed up and disturbing footage. Let's take a moment to appreciate this moment of calm and natural beauty. A mother's work is never done. Watch as this bear tries to get her mischievous cubs clean and have some downtime for herself. A near impossible task when you've got triplets. A serval, which is a type of African wildcat, prepares to drink and dine on a feast of frogs. Sensing her presence, they leap out of danger. Unfortunately, the amphibians are no match for this feline who can hunt and catch up to 30 frogs in 3 hours. It is unclear what prompted this Cape buffalo to go horn to horn with a rhino, but one has to admire the animal's tenacity or stupidity. The buffalo gets in first with a dig, weighing anything up to 2,000 pounds. It is not an entirely unmatched opponent, but even those sharp horns are no match against a rhino's tough hide. The rhino, angered, retaliates. It's clear from the force of the blow that flings the buffalo to the ground, and the nasty gouge in its side, that this is a fatal encounter, and the rhino has naturally won. Pity it has less success against its human poaching predators. Kiwis are the national icon of New Zealand. The name is a Maori word referring to the shrill call of the male. These strange, almost prehistoric birds have almost been driven entirely to extinction by predators and deforestation. Unable to fly, they live in burrows. Their eyesight is not the best, but their hearing is exceptional. They have strong, powerful, prehistoric-looking legs and loose hair, like feathers. During the day they remain concealed, but at night they forage for worms and berries. They can run fast and use their claws in defense if trapped. Here they are seen enjoying and exploring their natural habitat. It takes lightning-fast reflexes to survive in the wild. Watch what happens when this thirsty buck is confronted by a hungry reptile. If you want to see more interesting footage, then watch this.